Well, it's your pal, your buddy, JSnip4 here with Realist News on YouTube. I had somebody email me and say, hey, JSnip, man, what are the chances of you releasing the videos since you do them the night before? Instead of 8 a.m. Eastern Time, could you do like maybe 7? Because I'm getting ready and heading to work and stuff, and I'd like to listen to you on the way to work, not once I get there because I don't have that much time to do so. And I thought about it. Well, yeah, what difference does it make? If someone needs it earlier, why not give it to them earlier? Those who need it later, 8 or 9, they'll press play when they're ready. Why not? So I think my new time to release these are 7 a.m. Eastern Time now. So I'm going to start with a video article, from wolfstreet.com, Wolf Richter. It's one of my sites. This is one of those websites I check every day. I mean, every day, because this guy's compiling data and has been for a very long time and saying, here's what I got to show you. You can like it, you can hate it, you can love it, you can hate it. You can do whatever you want. But data is data, especially when it's real data, not government-pushed garbage. And I'm not even kind of surprised nowadays that this is once again having to do with housing. In this case, condos. So not only are people flipping, the house flipping. I was telling my buddy David that lives in this neighborhood. I met him here. Our kids play together and stuff, so good guy. Matter of fact, I eat with him like once a week now. Frank takes a back seat on like Tuesdays usually, and I go meet up with David. Frank comes every great once in a while. He just whatever. So, anyways, we chat about stuff, and I'm telling him check these couple sites out. If you want to kind of keep up with stuff. And when we had a discussion yesterday, he came over to my house. We were hanging out for a little bit. And we were just talking about the same. We were talking just about this, except he and I were not talking about condos. We were talking about the insane house flipping and the big guys, the commercial guys were out there doing the flipping. Now it used to be 30%. Now it's down to 20%. They're backing off, but the little guy has taken up the slack, and now, let's get in there. Isn't it amazing that the little guy, he's always the last to the party every flipping time. So that's housing, as far as flipping houses. Wolf Richter, condo flippers in Miami-Dade County left twisting in the wind. I might use a different word, but that's okay. Ballooning condo glut ensnares pre-construction speculators. So what is a glut? A glut is a bunch of something that's sitting there. We have an oil glut. Oh, we're going to lower production. OPEC agreed, but then disagreed to lower, because there's a glut of oil everywhere. There's plenty of oil for everybody. And there's plenty of condos for everybody. And the housing prices and condos are going to have to come down by force. Miami-Dade's spectacular condo flipping mania is in turmoil, with sales plunging, inventory for sale soaring, and new supply flooding the market. It's not like Miami hasn't been through this before. And don't make me pull up Zillow right now and show you what's for sale and foreclosed/auctioned off right now live on Zillow. You can pull up yourself, just type in Miami, Florida, zoom in with your mouse, little scroll wheel, and zoom out of the map, and let that, basically you can eat your heart out. It's out of control. And you can hit the filter. Condos, housing only, land only, rentals. You can check them, uncheck them, whatever you want. You will see a glut of everything on that. There's a massive market of for sale stuff. Prices have no choice but to come down. So again, it's not like Miami hasn't been through this before. In February, existing home sales of all types fell 10% year over year to 1,835 homes. These sales do not include Miami's multi-billion-dollar new construction condo market, the Miami Association of Realtors clarified in its report on March 23rd. And this new construction market that is not included has become distressed. Sales of single-family homes fell 10% in February to 881 houses. Again, you can pop that map up on Zillow. 881 houses sold. Yeah, sold maybe. How many are not sold? Again, eat your heart out. Have fun on that one. It's mind-boggling. I've showed the map numerous times. I'm not going to do it again today. The report blamed the shortage of properties in popular price points. Prices have been rising sharply, and at the price points where people could actually buy a house below 250K, few sellers were playing ball, hence a stalling market. Sales of high-priced units rose, but they weren't enough to pull out the totals. Condo sales fell 10% as well to 954 units. This time, the reports didn't blame the lack of supply. Instead, existing condo sales are competing with a robust new construction market. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. At the same time, inventory of existing condos for sale, not including new units, rose 10% to 15,289. At the current sales rate, supply soared 29% to 14 months. This chart by Stat Funding, which I'm going to show you in just a second, shows the plunge in sales and the surge in condos listed for sale. I circled the last 5 Februaries on the sales red line. From February to 2014 to 2017, February 2017, condo sales have plunged 25%. Andrew Stearns, State Funding's founder and CEO, calls the resale inventory the dark green line that has soared 90% since early 2013. He calls it scary. So I'm going to open this for you so we can see together how scary this actually is. Red line, monthly unit sales. Green line, how much inventory is out there. And this is just condos. You want to talk about an unbelievable difference. I mean, this is crazy. And this is only from 2013. And look at 2014. Oh, they crisscrossed. Everything's, crisscross applesauce, boys and girls. Oh, okay. Crisscross applesauce. Oh, wait a minute. 2015. Oh, crap. 2016. Oh, boy. 2017. Oh, my goodness. Party's over. I've been screaming this for the last 2 months now, especially. I've been reporting on this for quite some time, but I've been screaming, look out below, real estate market, easily for the last 2 months. Consider we're in February, almost April. Make that 3 to 4 months, okay? In all honesty. Scary, yeah. So even this scary inventory understates the total number of condos for sale. It only includes units listed for sale on the multiple listing services, or MLS. But developers normally don't list new condos on the MLS, and thus they're not included in the above chart. So that means that chart you just saw, if they include these, or the ones that aren't included, start including those, basically, the chart gets even more scarier. This is good if you're a buyer ready to become a buyer anyways. This is really good news. You're going to get fire sale prices. It's going to be 2009, 10, 11 all over again. Although I shouldn't say 9 because 2008 and 9 is when it really started happening with the economy. And then the after effect took a couple, 2 to 3 years total to happen. So if we're to see the same thing, and let's assume there's a big market hiccup later this year, 2017, which would mean 2018 would be the equivalent of 2009. So we had 2018, 2019, 2020 may be the prime year to buy. However, we got all kinds of other problems, financially speaking, in this country that have now ballooned to epic proportions. So I may suggest that you may not have to wait as long to see those fantastic prices coming to a planet in country near you soon. Pre-construction condo flippers. Well, first it says this is the distressed market that pre-construction condo flippers are facing. These condo flippers make a highly leveraged bet. They buy the condo from the developer during the construction phase. The initial deposit is small. Additional payments are required as construction progresses. But in a booming market, lenders are eager to lend. Then, often around the time the building is completed, flippers try to unload the condo at a profit. This bet has been hot in the condo construction boom around the country. But in Miami, the bet is now collapsing. And hold on. What was that first sentence? Oh, I can read it to you again. Pre-construction condo flippers are making highly leveraged bets. Last sentence. But in Miami, the bet is now collapsing. And what happens when leverage is always in there? In any way, shape, or form. Going up, it's great. When it comes down, it'll ruin you. Utter destruction financially. Have a nice day. During good times, developers sell all their units either to end users or to flippers within a few months of completion. But now, developers are getting stuck with unsold units, which, as Stearns points out, mark the inflection point of previous condo cycles. The 12 large developments completed between late 2015 and late 2016 have added 2,743 condos to the market. Developers still own 433 of them, 15.8%. In addition, pre-construction flippers are also trying to unload their units. In those 12 developments alone, 451 condos, or 16.4% of the total, have been listed for sale on the MLS. Here are the granular details as of March 22nd, per state funding sources, MLS, Miami-Dade Recorder, completion date in parentheses, which I'm not going to read all of it for each of these. Echo Aventura, 190 units. Developer sits on 13 units. Crimson, 90 units. Developer stuck with 30 units. 1 out of 3, right? Crimson, 90 unit. Peloro, Miami Beach, 114 units. Developer has sold all but 2 units. Good for him, right? This includes 3 units sold via bulk sale this year, but 38 units, minus 33% of the total, are listed on the MLS for resale. City Center Beach, 390 units. Developer stuck with 46 units. Meanwhile, 47 units have appeared on the MLS for resale. So is that 46 plus 47? Kind of, sort of. La Park Brickell, 128 units. Developers has listed 9 units that haven't sold yet on the MLS, in addition to 23 units listed on the MLS by condo flippers, for a total of 32 units, which is 25% of the total. Centro, 352 units. Developer sits on 34 units. I'm not going to call the name. I'm just going to read them out. 328 units. Developer sitting on 23, including 12. And then there's an additional 72 units that have been listed on the MLS. Another one, 98 units. 7 units still owned by the developer. 31 units have been listed on MLS. That's 32%. I got to name this one. City Center Rise, 390 units. Developer sits on 212. That's 54%. Developer closings have slowed to a trickle, and it appears that the initial sell-through is nearly complete. Already, 24 units are listed on MLS. Anyways, there's a few more. This sort of data poses the question, how many people actually live in units they own in these buildings? For developers, the equation is getting dicey, and according to Stearns, stuck with unsold units, some developers have not repaid their construction loans. Others have taken out bridge loans to carry unsold units. The developer is responsible for taxes, maintenance fees, and insurance for unsold units. And unsold units are probably negative carry for the developer. So they're responsible for taxes, maintenance fees, not a big deal, but insurance as well. So they have to pay for the insurance, they have to pay for the taxes every single month on every single one of these units that has not been sold. Ooh. Could you imagine 30 or 40? Like the last one has 27 units, but 40 units have been listed for resale. So 40, 50, 67. 67 units out of 132 on this last one. 67 units, property tax every month, insurance every month. How long does it take before it eats away all of your freaking profit when you finally do sell it? And when you do sell it, it's going to be for less than you thought you'd be selling it for. Again, 2008 and 9 all over again. We have learned freaking nothing. Are we not some stupid creatures on this planet? Are we not some bumbling idiot morons? Not you and I, but you know what I mean. Most of us. Do we not learn anything? You know what? I say good. I'm glad. Why? Because old J. Snip 4 needs a nice house. Big piece of property. Nice, beautiful house. Used to be $430,000. You can have it today for $280,000. That's the kind of stuff I'm looking for. There were some houses in this development that I live in. The lady that bought one of the kids' friends' house, it's a little bigger than ours. They've got a big family. I think he told me it sold to that lady for almost 400,000. It may have been 430,000. Something was telling me either 380 or 430,000. I can't remember. David was telling me this. And then we look at some of when 2011 hit, this whole area was nailed. The house I'm in sold for $125K. Again, we're talking Florida here, so we don't have super high prices like California and New York City. But those of you who know what I'm talking about, $125,000 for a house that is nearly 3,000 square feet, was built in 2005, sold in 2011, okay? That's 6 years later, for $125,000. This company came in, bought this house, bought some other houses, and they sell them or rent them out. Fix them up, any little thing they need, they fix it up, and then they rent it out. So I want you to think, even if it was $380,000 that her house was, someone came in and got it for a third of the price. So my thought, let's say a $400,000 house, could really be bought for 3 times less? Sure, if you're willing to be patient and wait. And believe me, old J-Snip 4 can be as patient as he needs to be to capitalize on these sales. But I'm not waiting 15 years, 10 years, 8 years for this. This has to happen in the next few years. So where my mind's at, next year is 2018. Add 2 more years to it, just in case it follows the same pattern as 8 and 9. That's 2 more years. Fire sale in the year 2020. And considering everything else is going to be imploding, pensions and funding and debt bubbles and auto loan crisis. Oh my God. When you add all that in there, I think there's going to be a deflationary thing of period of housing and everything like that. Cars, all of it is just going to deflate. Unbelievable, because there's going to be so much of it out there. Defaults, everything. So he says part of for developers, the equation is getting dicey. Stuck with unsold units, some developers have not repaid their construction loans. Others have taken out bridge loans. I've mentioned this. The developer is responsible for taxes, maintenance fees, and insurance for unsold units, and the unsold units are probably negative carry for the developer, of course. Developers may resort to markdown liquidation or bulk sales of unsold condos as the cycle progresses. Part of the problem? The market teems with foreign buyers, but the Treasury Department's Financial Crimes Enforcement Network has figured out that there is a large amount of money laundering in housing, which I covered the other day. It has started making noises now, and cash deals are plunging in Miami-Dade. In February, they were down 17.5% year over year to 580 condo deals, or 61% of all condos sold. Other money laundering hotspots, too, are now being targeted, and answers are starting to emerge. And he had this article, which February 24th, and it was titled, "How Much Money Laundering is Going On in the Housing Market?" A lot, he says. I read that article. But if you want to reread this one or find that article, it's at the bottom of this. I'm going to link this article, as I always do, for you to check out. I already covered this, but maybe, again, I get new people every single day that subscribe. They may be interested. Good news, you can click a couple links and get yourself right where you need to be. So this is terrible news. This is bad news. And then we have Obamacare. The repeal didn't happen, so the tax issues are now going to be a big problem, because it was critical that they repealed it because there was some tax stuff in there that would have helped the tax reform law that they want to pass next. But since it didn't pass, it's going to kind of screw the plans for the tax doing, or whatever the hell they're calling it, bringing corporate taxes down and all that. It needed to be repealed. And now that it's not, and that's one of my videos I have to do next. Not that I have to. I really have to, because you really need to know. So I'll be getting on with it. Take care.